you know, play for an hour or so and then see whether they chop up well, or you know, how exactly it'll work out the best.
Alright, so you're just going to play it and then edit it out afterwards? Edit it into pieces?
Yeah, probably something, at least, you know, at least as a test. It may not be the one that I actually keep and post, but at least as a test to see how it works. You know, how the flow of the game that goes. You know, I spend X amount of time on them. Did the missions generally take me 20 or 30 minutes to complete, or like I said, that'll be after getting a Lotro made and a Gnarlo made. And
you got a busy evening ahead of you then.
Oh yeah. Well, like you said, I've had my afternoon map. So
I'll be on again tomorrow night. Like I say, while I'm busy tomorrow afternoon, I'll probably just stick it on and do like you did and just stick it AFK in the spawn, and just every now and again looking on it and see if I can get myself some blaze rods, because I'm really hurting for them after all this smelting. It got to the point where when we were leveling to level 50 and everything, it was a case of, oh, you know, no problem, I'm getting more blaze rods than I can handle, but I actually finally got through them now.
I wish I'd known that. I would have could have been doing that all this time whenever I was sitting there AFK with the map going.
Well, it's you know, it's just the same as anything. It's whatever you're using. I mean, you'll need it all now for you to fill up your furnaces. I mean, if you've got, what is it, 80 furnaces, and so you're going to need 80 stacks of 64. So
I'm going to have to actually have something to use them for before I do that.
Yeah. Oh, you see, that's the flaw, that's the mistake. You can't wait until you need them. Zombie, get out of the way. Told you, I'll play with you another time, zombie.
Whoa. Somebody should have told the zombie, we don't take criticism well. Keep your opinions to yourself.
Partition that off into a stack of 19 so I can just lay them, and then I know that's the right distance.
Got one on the outside there.
No problem, I'll get it. It's a good thing about a silk touch axe. No glass left behind.
You got it.
Well, it still sounds like you're breaking it when you knock it down with silk touch axe, so...
Yeah, it's like, well, they're busy with sound effects. Why don't they fix that one? Thought that was something else jumping down on me.
Not really quite sure on what to do with the track here. Maybe you've got some advice. Or should I just take it along to the castle and then up, or should I actually leave it at the level it's at now, that flat level, and sort of like make it a bit like a subway? You know, when it gets into the castle, you've got to go down a couple of steps to get to it. That might not be a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea, yeah.
Acrobatics 132. actually be alright, that.
It's one reason I wish that, number one, Dwendon had more time. And number two, with that time, he'd go back to doing some work in his... doing some work on his old single player.
Yes, I was asking him about that the other day.
Because I loved that mind track that he had.
I just like to see him play. It's always really interesting. I liked it when he did his Torture Tuesdays, you know, with his different texture packs at least, you know, even that.
Yeah, those were a lot of fun.
But I did like, you know, his properly modded world and everything. But he's just going to have less and less time, isn't he, with the amount of college work and everything, and then the baby and all that. But now actually you'll find time for anything, let alone.
Well, I don't know. It's like my friends, the ones that were playing EverQuest, they're back playing EverQuest there for a while. You know, it's like that's one of the things they did was they had the baby, and suddenly, you know, you're awake at 2 or 3 in the morning because you've got a crying child or feeding or whatever, and it's like, well, I got to do something.
Yeah.
So he might actually find the odd 30 minutes here and there to
Yes, I think rather than have those 2 little slopes with the track, I think I will. I think I'll change it so it goes in straight, and there's like perhaps a little subway room or something in there.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
One of the nice things about living in a desert, at least if you do any digging anywhere, you're getting sand, so it comes in handy.
You're definitely replenishing, yep. And that's the end of my supply.
Here's some more.
Talking about the evolution, watching GOG and the evolution of a gamer.
Yeah.
Remember one of the recent videos where he was building that log cabin thing of his.
Yeah.
And where he was putting the floor in.
Yep.
And he got to the part where, you know, the part that's underneath the wall, and he says, now y'all know normally I would just fill in cobblestone and all that up underneath there because it would bother me that it didn't have a foundation, but we're just gonna not and pretend that I did.
Yeah. Food check.
Excuse me.
You can drive yourself absolutely crazy with this thing if you let things like that get to you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've seen Let's Players just, you know, build a big old building that took them like 20, 30 minutes to construct, and then because one window is 1 block off, tear the whole thing down because it was driving them crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. Glad that doesn't bother me.
Go away.
The asymmetry is something that just does not bother me, and I'm very lucky that way.
Well, now you mention asymmetry, of course, and with this castle wall I'm going to have to might have to do with that castle wall. Question. That's going to come along there like that.
Have you seen the games? I think one of them was called Chivalry, and I forget what the other one is called.
The recent one?
Yeah.
I've seen people beginning to let's play them. I've actually not watched one of the videos yet. I just assumed it would be something a bit like that Mountain Warblade or whatever.
Yeah, there's something much like that. Only a little bit less, a little bit more gun and run, and a little bit less role playery.
Yeah.
You know, I got the impression from Mountain Blade that it was a little more like role playing. It had a lot more. Oops.
Oh no, it's basically just something like Modern Warfare, only with swords and things.
Yeah, these in particular, yeah. But at least the Mountain Blade thing that I've seen, you did have a map that you kind of moved across and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the latest ones, the Chivalry and whatever the other one is called, yeah, it's very much that. It's Call of Duty, but with swords and arrows.
Have you got some? Do you got some smooth bricks? Can you just put them in underneath the bottom of the castle?
Have I got some smooth bricks?
Yeah. I think I'm going to end up having a double layer across the bottom of the castle there, because if I move it down a layer, it won't look right, will it? Oh, I don't know though. Maybe I should just go and get some smooth stone brick and put some smooth stone brick in there. What do you think? Fill all that with smooth stone brick and that keeps the pattern then, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See if I've got some. Could have some of the amount I've been using.
Food check.
I'm dreading to think how many blocks you have to mine to get your excavation skill up into the 800s, because think about how much sand we've mined in the last 6 months or whatever. I don't think any of us are anywhere. Oh, there goes my shovel. Stop talking and watch what you're doing. Any of us are anywhere near that sort of level. I'm not even anywhere near half that level, let alone.
Yeah, it's just incredible. All the skills there are just incredible. The amount of work you have to do to get them.
So do you realise then, tonight we've gone through over 40 stacks of glass. Actually, I already had some in, so we've probably gone through about 50 stacks of glass.
Yeah. And you know what that means? It means you start getting appreciation for why some people play creative. That's not it. Well, that ain't gonna help anyway. You got an anvil on you?
I have, yes. Yeah. Where are you? You walked round, I just went through.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This makes me miss my Offbeat Cinema show. That was the show I used to sit whenever I was Just doing all my work in County Gnarlo, I'd sit there working in the mines, doing my branch mining, and watching whatever weird movie they were showing that night.
Yeah. I have to admit, it gives you good. It gives me good chance, like, to catch up on all YouTube stuff. Because we're having 2 monitors, I just have the YouTube stuff going. And
I have been trying that, but
trying what?
Trying to do that, trying to like mine or work or build or whatever on one screen and have videos or something going in the other, but I find out that I generally end up watching the video 3 or 4 times because I have to, you know, I'll be sitting there and then I'll get tied up in something over here and I'll look over and it's like, well, where did they get there? What are they doing now? And I'll have to rewind like 5 or 6 minutes to the last thing I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes practice.
Not that good at multitasking.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a better idea, coming in low down. In fact, at that rate I can probably actually even let it go through a very narrow bit so it goes underneath. I'll maybe put glass on above. Goes underneath that and out to a building. Yeah. I'll see. I'll play around with that. That's something to play around with.
Yeah, that would be cool. Have it suddenly narrow right about here.
Yeah.
Like maybe 3 wide or something. Yeah.